A baby monkey is starving. Right next to it sits a mother made of cold, hard wire. Bolted to her chest is a bottle of warm milk. All the baby has to do is reach out and drink. It doesn't move. Instead, it clings to a second mother made of nothing but soft cloth. No milk, no food, nothing to eat at all, and the baby stays there anyway. This experiment is taught in almost every psychology class in the world. Students learn it in their very first year. A baby monkey, wrapped around a fake mother. But what almost nobody tells you is what the scientist did next and what it turned into. This was the 1950s, at the University of Wisconsin. A psychologist named Harry Harlow wanted to answer a simple question: why do babies love their mothers? At the time, most scientists believed the answer was simple. Babies love their mothers because their mothers feed them. That's it. Love was just a side effect of hunger. Harlow didn't believe that, so he built an experiment to test it. He took a newborn baby monkey away from its real mother. In its place, he gave it two fake mothers. One was a bare wire frame, cold and mechanical, but it held the milk bottle. The other was wrapped in soft cloth and gently warmed, but it had no food at all. Then he watched, and waited. If the old theory was right, the baby should have loved the wire mother. She was the one with the food. She was the one keeping it alive. That is not what happened. The baby monkey drank just enough milk from the wire mother to survive and then ran straight back to the cloth mother. It spent up to 18 hours a day wrapped around her, less than 1 hour a day near the mother with the food. When Harlow scared it with a loud noise or a strange moving toy, the baby didn't run to the milk. It ran to the softness. It buried its face in the cloth and clung on until it calmed down. Even when Harlow switched things around, putting the milk bottle on the cloth mother instead, the result stayed the same. It was never about the food. Harlow called this contact comfort. The simple act of being held, of touching something warm and soft, mattered more to a baby than being fed. He had just disproven one of the most widely accepted ideas in psychology, using nothing but wire, cloth, and a baby monkey's instincts. It should have ended there. A clean discovery. A textbook chapter. It didn't. What Harlow did next, almost nobody talks about. Harlow wasn't running this experiment on just one monkey. Inside the same lab, he had built multiple chambers, each one holding a different baby, each one running the exact same experiment. Harlow had proven that comfort mattered. So he asked a darker question: what happens to a baby that gets no comfort at all? He built a new kind of chamber, a steel box shaped like an upside-down pyramid, with slanted walls so smooth that nothing inside could climb out. Harlow gave it a name himself, the Pit of Despair. He placed baby monkeys inside, completely alone. No wire mother, no cloth mother, no other monkey, no light, barely any sound, just the animal and the walls. Some stayed in there for days, some for weeks, some for months, some for almost a full year. At first, the babies tried to escape. They pushed at the walls, searched every corner, looked for any way out. Then, one by one, they stopped. They curled into a ball in the corner of the box and stayed there, not moving, not calling out, just waiting. When Harlow finally opened the chambers and let the monkeys back out into the world, the damage was already done. They rocked back and forth for hours at a time, the way some deeply distressed children and adults do. Some bit and scratched their own bodies until they bled. When other monkeys came near them, they either froze in terror or lashed out in sudden, uncontrolled aggression. They didn't know how to play. They didn't know how to interact. In many ways, they had never learned how to simply be around another living creature. And then Harlow discovered something even harder to sit with. When some of these isolated females later became mothers themselves, many of them didn't know how to care for their babies at all. Some ignored their own infants completely. Others reacted to their crying not with comfort, but with harm. The very thing Harlow had set out to understand, where love comes from, he had now shown in reverse. Take away comfort early enough, for long enough, and the ability to give it back may never fully return. The pictures and the footage from these later experiments were hard to watch, even for other scientists. Over time, they became one of the clearest examples used to argue that research on living, feeling animals needed real limits, rules that, at the time, barely existed. Harlow's own work helped push those rules into existence. So here is what they don't tell you in the first-year psychology lecture. The experiment that proved a baby needs to be held wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of a darker one, where the same scientist who discovered how deeply we need comfort also spent years taking it away, just to see how much a living thing could lose before there was nothing left to save. Harlow gave the world proof that love is not a reward for being useful. It's something every living thing needs simply to survive whole. The only question he never really answered is why he needed to go so far to prove it.